Did you warn Prime Minister Netanyahu against taking some sort of actions that could disrupt the talks there in a phone call last week?
Well, I'd like to be honest. Yes, I did. Next question, please.
Just a matter on sanctions.
I did, yeah.
If Senate Republicans want to push
It's not a warning. I said I don't think it's appropriate.
What exactly did you tell him? Did you
I just said I don't think it's appropriate. We're having very good...
War between Iran and Israel would leave both of them absolutely decimated, devastated, and in ruins, as well as the region around them. That's how serious it is. And regardless of who is left standing on the battlefield, that is a loss for everyone, including Iran and including Israel.
This is everything you need to know about Iran before the misinformation starts rolling. So in 1908, the British struck oil in Iran. Instead of sharing those profits with them, they created BP, or the British Petroleum Company, which ran Iranian oil from 1908 to the end of World War II. That's a long time. Now, following the war, Iran elected one of their own. His name was Mohammad Mossadegh. His goal was to nationalize Iranian oil, finally take back the profits of their own resources, and crawl out from under the Western boot. Now, sadly, the US and the UK didn't really like that. It was a threat to their power. And so what they did, sadly, like a few years after his election, was task our favorite friendly neighborhood three-letter agency to conduct Operation Ajax. You can Google it. So they overthrew him and instilled their own Western-friendly dictator.
Iran is furious at Trump. You see, on the day of the Israeli attack, Trump publicly said that the U.S. wants to resolve the nuclear issue diplomatically. But surprise, surprise, hours after that statement, Israel wiped out half the Iranian leadership and many Iranian nuclear facilities. Remaining Iranian leaders are feeling like they got played by the Trump administration. Of course, it doesn't help that Trump is trolling Iran already just hours after the strikes. He tweeted saying U.S.-Iran negotiations will continue even though many people in leadership will not be coming back, referring to the leaders who were eliminated in the Israeli operation.
This is Iran, surrounded by enemies, isolated by sanctions, and locked in a decades-long standoff with the world's most powerful militaries. Yet no one has been able to invade and conquer it. But why? The Persian Gulf is filled with US military bases. Iran is encircled by rival nations. Its enemies outspend it, outgun it, and outnumber it. But despite all the predictions, why hasn't Iran fallen? The answer lies in one of the most impenetrable defenses on Earth. From towering mountain ranges to vast deserts, Iran is a natural fortress. Invading it would mean battling through harsh landscapes, brutal climates, and relentless resistance. But there's something even...
The federal building at what...
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years,
they started this and triggered a war. We will not allow them to walk away unscathed from the great crime they have committed. The armed forces of the Islamic Republic will inflict heavy blows on this wicked enemy.
This is a situation that is now developing by the hour.
All right, so it looks like Iran's retaliation strikes have begun across Israel. There's red alerts all over the place in Israel right now. Apparently, there's been over 100 hypersonic missiles that were launched from Iran into Israel. And Tel Aviv has got blast sirens blaring all over the place, and Jerusalem as well. There's videos coming out all over the place of Israel's weapon defense systems intercepting Iranian missiles in the sky.
What will happen is this, based on all the ahadith, to cut it short, that Israel will fall. I've heard some people, especially some Muslims, they listen to stuff on TikTok and other places on social media, and I've seen this trend of a drum blowing and you hear the word Allahu Akbar, and people, they say, imagine hearing that voice. I would run. You would run. And how
Iran goes dark, the internet just shut down across the country. Iran says it's only temporary, but here's what's really going on. Right after Israelite military struck key nuclear military targets, the Iranian government pulled the plug on the internet nationwide. Why? Because Israel didn't just hit buildings. They killed several high-ranking military officers. These weren't random targets. These were strategic, surgical strikes aimed at crippling Iran's military brain trusts. And here's why Iran shut off the internet. to hide the damage, to control the narrative, to prevent protests or leaks, and to stop videos from reaching the West.
This is the site where one of those Iranian missiles made impact last night. One man, one woman were killed in this house. The Israeli police also put out an image of a baby being rescued from the rubble. Many people were injured. This is a residential area, Rishon LeZion. We're about 15 minutes from the center of Tel Aviv.
You will be sent to die in Iran. Your cousins, your uncles, your entire family will be sent to die in Iran. Who do you think is going to be fighting this regional war? Israel has a population of 9 million people. Iran has a population of almost 90 million people. The United States is claiming that Israel acted unilaterally in their strikes on apartment buildings that killed children, on their strikes that killed Iran's military commanders. But then Trump comes out and says, Iran better make a deal as soon as possible because Israel has our weapons and they know how to use them so spectacularly. And this is not the first wave of strikes. It was said perfectly, this could not have been done without
Albert Pike's prophecy. Israel attacks Iran. The third Masonic prophecy deals with World War III, and Pike said the global war will be fought between the West and leaders of the Islamic war. The letter allegedly said, the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agenture of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the State of Israel, mutually destroy each other.
I won't say I told you so because a lot of people are going to die. This is much worse than you realize. They're going for the top leadership, okay? You have a nation who's attacking a sovereign nation's top leadership with impunity, not drawing any condemnation from the international rules-based order. Do you understand what this means? This means that this is World War III. And you need to prepare right now. Because what's going to happen if this decapitation strike attempt by Israel is unsuccessful? They've allegedly already killed the chief of staff of the Iranian armed forces. Guys, Iran is going to unload everything on Israel. They're going to empty the bunkers if they have the chance.
The Iranians are about to get their asses kicked, and it's been coming since Jimmy Carter. They've slaughtered Americans. They've slaughtered Arabs. They've slaughtered their own people. They think this is Joe Biden's administration, that they would get away with getting nuclear weapons, and then the world would sit there, wouldn't know what to do about it. You talk about ballistic missiles. Israel sees thousands of ballistic missiles. It can't defend against 10,000 ballistic missiles. It's not going to sit there and take it. This Iranian regime is a terrorist Islamist regime, is an illegitimate regime.
You go fight Iran. You go form an army and fight Iran. You go to Israel and fight Hamas. We are American people. It's not our problem. And you're not going to convince us otherwise. We're done. Israel has been convincing us that their issues and their enemies in the Middle East are ours since the 80s. And all it's done is cost us trillions of dollars and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of American lives.
Some breaking news from the Middle East, and Iran has warned the United States, the United Kingdom, and France that bases and ships in the region will be targeted if they help to stop Tehran's strikes on Israel. Now, that's being reported by Iranian state media in the last few minutes. Now, of course,
would bring that nuclear nightmare to the cities of Europe and eventually to America. Remember, Iran calls Israel the small Satan. It calls America the great Satan. And this is why for decades, it's led millions in the chance of death to Israel and death to America. Today, Israel is responding to those genocidal calls with action and with a call of our own. Long live Israel and long live America. Our action will help make the world a much safer place.
We're saying that the Heavenly Father is going to use Russia to come against Israel, which will precipitate America to get in the mix because America is the biggest protector, defender, if you will, of Israel. Okay, so if Russia comes against Israel, right, because Israel is going against Iran and Russia has interests in Iran. Those two are like, what do you call it, They're business partners, Russia and Iran. So for Israel to get in the mix with Russia, for Israel to get in the mix with Iran will precipitate Russia to come at Israel. And again, that is according to Bible prophecy. You see? So that can't happen. Russia can't really come at Israel until that prophecy be fulfilled where he causeth for all both small and great, rich and poor to receive a mark. And that mark is that RFID chip. So once that's in place, that prophecy, that's when we should look forward to see Russia finally coming against, and you notice I said look forward because that has to happen before Yahushua comes and destroys the society and gives his reward, as it is written, gives his reward to his servants, the prophets.